Joe Budden makes his free episode Patreon only. That's right. Episode 751 will not be coming out today on free apps. It is instead on his Patreon, and I find a couple things odd. For one, it looks like people are slacking. I mean, I saw Ice on his phone. Also, Queen's Flip isn't there. I'm not saying something is up, but it's just something I observed. And there was a bunch of other weird moments that I think we have to highlight. For one, I don't think the pod was ran well. They spent a couple minutes talking about topics that I think Joe looked miffed at. One being the Saweetie YG topic. You know, Joe was like, hey, man, I just want to move off this. I want to move off this topic. Come on, man. I don't want to stay here too long. And then they started talking about the great whites. That's right, the great white actresses that they like as actors or want to sleep with. And I'm not joking. Joe Budden was completely silent that whole segment. I'm talking like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of just talking about, oh, I was Scarlett Johansson. She got that thing on her. Oh, Meryl Streep, Sandra Bullock looked like Michael Jackson. I can't beat. So this was just really, really, really odd. And I think what's even more odd is that this was an episode that wasn't a Patreon episode. It was the regular podcast, episode 751. Is this a new direction for the Joe Budden Podcast? Are they going to start making the free episode Patreon only? It's something Joe's been talking about for quite some time, and it could be happening now. Also, Queen's Flip, not on this episode. And it's a real episode. And this comes on the heels of the Steve Stout interview, where I thought Queen's Flip was a little out of place. He was a little odd to me. He was clapping when Steve Stout was talking. He was like, yeah, let's go. And Steve Stout was like, what the hell is going on? This is crazy. I came here for an interview. So I don't know. I'm not saying nothing crazy. I'm not saying anything crazy is happening, but it just looked a little bit odd to me. Reckless speculation. But what I do know, what is fact, is that this was actually a free episode put on Patreon, which is different. And it's not like other episodes in the past where Joe did this, where there was like a Diddy situation, where there was like a Drake. Remember when Drake typed that IG message where he basically read Joe Budden? This was a regular episode that Joe decided to put behind a paywall, and I think could be a sign of things to come. Also, Ice. Oh, I know you guys are ready for me to bash Ice. But I did see Ice on his phone. Ice! You can't be doing that. I'm sorry, buddy. I know you might be researching, but the optics ain't good. You're not Brother Mal. You, on the other hand, your value is that you play by the company rules. Get off that phone, Ice. Get off that phone right now. And I also noticed Ish cooked Imani a little bit on that WNBA topic. You know, those guys were kind of, it wasn't anything personal, but I just saw that, you know, Ish wasn't letting Imani get any type of traction. Ish was cutting people off like, nah, y'all wrong. I'm Ish. You're wrong. So, something to monitor. But let me know what you think. There is no free episode today, and we'll have to see what happens next. We'll have to see what goes down. This is really odd. Something is up. And let me know if you plan on getting the Patreon. Let me know if you plan on putting some money forward in order to listen to the direction that the Joe Budden Podcast is going. Because if he makes the regular show Patreon only, that is going to be very much reflective of what might be going on in the show. Joe's trying to get them greenbacks. Maybe Joe's going to change the compensation. And I still don't know why Flip wasn't here. This is a regular Patreon. This is a regular episode. I'm not saying he's suspended. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's something I observed. And he was just on that stream with Kai Cenat, where, you know, he called Joe Budden. You know, Flip gets active. Flip gets real active whenever something's going on at the Joe Budden Podcast. He does blogs, he does videos. When everything's fine, Flip's not really getting active. But when things aren't, he's getting active. He's pulling up on Mano. He's pulling up on Jim Jones. He's pulling up on Kai. Let's just observe this. Let's watch this. Let's look at this. This isn't like the last situation, though, where it was clear something was happening. Flip missed like 5, 6, 7 episodes. This is a different thing. This is a subtle thing. So don't nobody in the comment section be like, Danny, you reaching. Because I hate when y'all go in the comment section and accuse me of reaching. It really bothers me. It really grinds my gears. Please don't do that. I hate it. It hurts me. Alright, y'all, that's my video for now. But I wanted to end by saying I've recently gone on a space cleanse. That's right, I'm not doing Twitter Spaces no more. There was a couple reasons. Some of those was the Spaces drama was starting to get to me. Was starting to get to be a lot. And, you know, some people switched sides. They started moving a little funny. So I had to distance myself. There were narratives being thrown against me. Little old me. I was just trying to have conversations. So when I do come back to Spaces, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be talking about media. I'm going to be talking about the Joe Budden Podcast. I'm going to be talking about Charlemagne. I'm going to be talking about Rory and Mal. Rory and Mal are about to hit 300 episodes. That's right, 300 episodes. That's insane. Who would have thought they would get this far? But there's some things going on with the show that I notice and that I have to observe, and I will be making a video about. And I want to talk about sports. I have a fantasy football league for the stop. All spots are taken. All spots are taken. 10 spots. Hopefully I win. The winner will be announced on this channel. The winner might get a gift. I don't know. I'm working on that. But things are happening. And right now, the Spaces dramas are unfolding. For one, you see that the Spaces drama happens when I'm not there. There's a lot of crashing out going on that I have nothing to do with. And you Clippers, get busy. Because it's a hard time for the Clippers right now. There's not much going on. But with that said, follow me on all platforms. Reddit, Joe Budden Network. Instagram, The Stop TV. Twitter, The Stop TV. Check the last episode of Stop the King. Shammy was in his bag. Sometimes I'll be shocked. That man has more energy than me, and he's almost twice my age. I'll be like, damn, Shammy really be killing it. Shammy really does his thing. And it's fun to be a part of this venture, Stop the King. We got 3 episodes in. More episodes are on the way. All right, y'all. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.